Your rating is probably missing conditions. Not conditions you might get someday. Conditions you already have right now that the VA legally owes you for. Most veterans are rated for the injury they came home with, and then they stop. But that injury did not stop. It spread. It wrecked your sleep. It changed the way you walk. It changed the medications you take. It changed your mood. And here's what almost nobody tells you. The VA owes you for every condition your service-connected condition caused. Not partial credit, full compensation, as if it happened in uniform. Most veterans never claim a single one of them, not because they do not qualify, because nobody ever told them the chain counts. The VA will not go looking for these. You have to connect the dots yourself, and you have to ask by name. So here is what I'm going to show you today. What this rule actually is, and why the injury on your rating sheet is just the starting point. The 4 chains that qualify, and I will walk through them one at a time. The one your spouse noticed before you did. The one veterans never say out loud, and it is costing them the most. And how the math multiplies, because 2 or 3 of these can move a rating further than you would believe. Stay with me for the quiet one. If you only act on one thing from this video, that is the one. My name is Roy Calloway. I spent 15 years inside the VA as a claims rater. I sat on the other side of your file. I am not a salesman. I am not selling you anything. I am just going to tell you how this works, in plain words, the way I saw it from the inside. Let me start with the rule itself. It is called secondary service connection. The regulation is 38 CFR 3.310. Here is what it means in plain English. If a service-connected condition causes a new condition, that new condition is service-connected too. And it goes further. If a service-connected condition makes an existing condition worse, the VA owes you for that as well. The words that matter are caused or made worse. Say them with me, caused or made worse. Here is the part that trips everyone up. The new condition did not have to happen in service. It did not have to happen anywhere near your service. It can show up 20 years after you took the uniform off. What matters is the chain. If the chain starts with a service-connected condition, everything it causes belongs on your rating. Most veterans think their rating is a photograph of what happened back then. It is not. It is supposed to be a picture of what your service is doing to your body today. And you might be wondering, if this is real, why did nobody at the VA ever mention it? I can answer that one from the inside. A rater is only allowed to rate what is in front of them. If your file says knee, we rated the knee. There is no box on our screen that says this man probably has 3 more conditions flowing from this one. Somebody should call him. That person does not exist. The system assumes you already know the rules. Almost nobody does. That is not your failure. That is the design. And it is exactly why I make these videos. So let me walk you through the 4 chains I saw the most. Listen for your own life in these. Chain 1, the body chain. You have a bad knee, so you shift your weight. You have shifted it for 20 years. Now the other knee is worn out. The hips ache, the lower back is a mess. That limp was not free. Your body paid for it somewhere else. Every one of those downstream problems can be secondary. The knee you protected, the back that took the load, the hips that carried you. If a service-connected joint changed the way you move, look at everything that moving differently touched. Chain 2, the medication chain. Read the label on every prescription you take for a service-connected condition. The pain pills that tore up your stomach. The blood pressure medication with side effects nobody warned you about. If the treatment for a service-connected condition caused a new problem, that new problem can be service-connected. The VA owes you for the disease, and the VA owes you for the cure. Very few veterans have ever heard that sentence. I saw this chain in the files constantly, and it was almost never claimed. The new condition sat right there in the treatment notes, 1 page away from the rating decision. Nobody ever connected the 2 pages. That was not the rater's job. It was supposed to be yours. Nobody told you. Chain 3. And this is the one your spouse noticed before you did. Sleep apnea. If you have PTSD, listen closely to this one. The research connects PTSD and sleep apnea over and over. The disturbed sleep, the weight gain from the medications, the way trauma sits on your breathing at night. Your wife heard you stop breathing years ago. She has been elbowing you awake for a decade. Veterans laugh this one off as snoring, and it is one of the most commonly missed secondary claims in the entire system. It happens while you are unconscious. Of course, you never claimed it. You are the only witness who was not there. And to the spouses watching this, if you have heard it, say something. You are not being dramatic. You are the evidence. Chain 4, the one nobody says out loud. Depression, anxiety, what 30 years of chronic pain does to a mind. I will say this plainly, because shame is the only thing standing between a lot of veterans and this claim. Living in a body that hurts every single day changes you. The VA knows it changes you. Mental health secondary to chronic pain is a recognized compensable claim. It is not weakness. It is arithmetic. Pain plus years equals weight nobody can carry for free. The men who need this one the most are the exact men who will never bring it up. Do not be that man. This one is real money, and more importantly, naming it is how treatment starts. Now, here is something most veterans do not know. These chains multiply. VA math is not normal math. The VA does not add percentages the way you and I add numbers. It rates what is left of you after each condition takes its share. That sounds strange, and at the top, it works against you. But it means every condition you add moves the number. And the closer you get to 100%, the more every single month is worth. 2 conditions you never claimed can be the difference between a rating that covers your phone bill and a rating that covers your mortgage. When you add 2 or 3 secondaries, the combined rating climbs fast. I watched files where a veteran sat at 40% for 15 years. One afternoon with a service officer who knew these chains, and that same veteran filed for the back, the sleep apnea, and the depression. When the dust settled, he was at 80, sometimes higher. Same body, same history. The only thing that changed is that somebody finally claimed the whole picture instead of one corner of it. Let me put a face on this. Picture a veteran I will call Gary. Gary hurt his knee in the Army in the 90s. 30%. He accepted it and moved on with his life. That is what Gary was taught to do. For 15 years, that 30% sat there like a gravestone. Meanwhile, the limp gave him a bad back. The back pills gave him stomach trouble. The pain gave him short nights and a shorter temper, and his wife finally made him see someone about both the snoring and the sadness. Nobody, not one person, told Gary those 4 new conditions all trace back to one knee. When someone finally walked him through the chains, he filed for all 4 by name. His rating did not inch up, it jumped. And Gary said the same thing I heard 100 times in that building. Why did nobody tell me this 15 years ago? Here's the honest answer, and it is the part of this video I need you to feel. The years Gary waited are gone. A secondary claim generally pays from the date you file it, not from the day the condition started. Every month you wait is a month the law does not give back. There is no lump sum coming for the decade you toughed it out. The clock only starts when you ask. So ask now. And if you are thinking, my conditions are not that bad, hear me on this. You do not get to decide what your conditions are worth. The rating schedule decides. Your only job is to put the whole picture in front of the VA and let the law do its work. Here is exactly what to do. First, sit down tonight and write 2 lists. Every condition on your rating letter. And every health problem you have today, big or small, embarrassing or not. Look for chains between the lists. Second, connect the dots in writing. For each new condition, the question a doctor needs to answer is simple. Is it at least as likely as not that the service-connected condition caused this or made it worse? That written medical opinion is called a nexus letter, and it is the spine of a secondary claim. Third, file the claim and name it properly. Not just my back hurts. Say it the way the rater needs to read it. Back condition, secondary to service-connected knee condition. Claim each one by name and name the chain. And fourth, do not do this alone. Which brings me to the most important thing I will say today. Wherever veterans are owed money, somebody shows up to charge them for it. You never have to pay anyone a percentage of your compensation to file these claims. There are accredited veteran service officers in your county through the VFW, the DAV, the American Legion, and they will sit with you, map these chains, and file every one of them for free. A good service officer will ask you the questions you would never volunteer, including the uncomfortable ones, and they have heard it all 1,000 times. If anyone quotes you a fee or wants a cut of your back pay, walk away. The best help in this system is free, and that is not a rumor. That is how it is built. So let me bring it all together. Your rating sheet is one corner of the picture. The rule is 38 CFR 3.310, caused or made worse. The body chain, the medication chain, the sleep your spouse already testified about, the weight on your mind that pain put there, each one claimed by name, each one backed by a nexus letter, all of it filed free. The veterans collecting on these chains are not luckier than you. They were not hurt worse than you. Somebody simply showed them the whole picture. Now you have seen it too. If this opened your eyes, share it with a veteran who has been sitting at the same rating for years. He is not stuck. He is unclaimed. The VA is not going to tell him the difference. You can. I'm Roy Calloway. Know what you're owed.